Hi! So when I filmed the video you're about to see, I was not planning to post it. It was just gonna be a for fun thing for family and friends, but I ended up being really happy with how it turned out, and a lot of my friends and family encouraged me to share it, so I'm posting it. But because it wasn't supposed to be shared, the setup is kind of horrible and the quality is not my best work. So please try to ignore that and enjoy whatever this is. Hello. In my English class, we have been asked to write an essay discussing and analyzing a music video of our choosing. The problem, I'm indecisive as fuck. So as I was watching all 20 of the music videos that I selected as possibilities and doing one round of elimination at a time, I thought, I could make this fun. And thus was born the bracket. Today, I'm going to be doing an elimination style game to force myself to actually analyze the music videos that I'm looking at and see what conclusions I come to. Will the winner of this be the actual music video I choose? Probably not. But it's a good game to make me analyze things. So, without further ado, let's meet the contestants! Oh, and the reason that I'm doing this in front of my mirror and not any more sensible filming location is it's the only part of my wall that has nothing in front of it, because I didn't feel like moving anything. On this half of the docket, all of our paired songs, plus 2 that were unpaired because I didn't have enough pairs, starting with Risk and Mess It Up by Gracie Abrams, Portrait of a Blank Slate and Call Me What You Like by Lovejoy. Disclaimer, I am aware that Lovejoy sucks, but for the purposes of this essay, their videos would work great. So they're here, and if I end up picking a Lovejoy song, I will illegally pirate their videos so they don't get my money. Back to the docket. Last Woman on Earth and Good Boy by Paris Paloma. Senses and Homesick by Miko. And then our 2 that aren't actually a pair, they just kind of ended up there. Pushing It Down and Praying by Lizzie McAlpine, and Because I Liked a Boy by Sabrina Carpenter. On this half of the docket, we have a bunch of loosely grouped together songs, kind of like the last one over here. Starting with George Storm by Charlie Slimesicle and Life by the Sea by Tubbo. Following that, we have Diggy Diggy Hole by Windrose and the Limited Life song from Evil Anvil. Beneath that, we have Nobody's Soldier by Hosier and Arcturus Beaming from the Crane Wives. After that, we have Don't Make Me by Melinda and 808 Hymn by Aaron LeCount. And closing us out, we have Arum Sunday by Yilja and Daxon by Cody's Program, which I definitely wrote correctly on the first try. To the first round! I found my tiny microphone, so we will be using that. To round 1! Okay, round 1 has us first looking at Risk and Mess It Up by Gracie Abrams. Both of these music videos are fun. Ultimately, Risk has never made a lot of sense to me. The Mess It Up video at least has kind of a through line of like, hey, here's what she's doing, here's what keeps going wrong, here's where we end. Like, there's some connection. Risk just feels like a very loose interpretation of the lyrics. Next up, Portrait of a Blank Slate and Call Me What You Like. This is easy. Call Me What You Like is dumb as fuck. That music video / lyric video was just artsy for the sake of being artsy. It was a cool set, it was a cool singular idea, but it was not a good music video. So for that reason, it's gotta be Portrait of a Blank Slate. Next up, Last Woman on Earth and Good Boy. This is another easy one. Last Woman on Earth is easily one of my favorite Paris Paloma songs of all time, but the music video is just kind of lacking, and I think that was a very good choice to let the song speak for itself, but it does not hold a candle to the Good Boy music video, which is, in my opinion, one of the best music videos of all time. So, for that reason, it's gotta be Good Boy. Senses and Homesick are really hard, because honestly, they kind of feel exactly the same to me. I like them both, I like the concept of both. I think if only because we see Miko playing more in Senses, I think I've got to give it to Senses, but they're pretty equal. They're both very small budget, new content creator energy, both really good, both fun ideas, but I think it's got to be Senses. Pushing It Down and Praying and Because I Liked a Boy hurts my soul to pit against each other, but that's just how the cards worked out. I'm a big fan of the Pushing It Down and Praying music video as a theater kid, and I also happen to just love this song in general, which is part of what makes this so hard. Because I Liked a Boy, I think has a more solid through line for me. Like, I understand what's happening in the Pushing It Down and Praying music video. It's not a bad music video, it's in fact a really, really good music video. But I think just because the arc and the design is a little bit clearer in Because I Liked a Boy. The thing with Because I Liked a Boy is it's got the visuals, it's got the budget, but it's also got all the text on screen. And maybe it's also because I have the cultural context of remembering this time that she's singing about very, very well. I just cannot bear the thought of eliminating because I liked a boy this early, so it's gotta be my girl Sabrina. Coming over to this side, once again, I've pit two great music videos against each other with Jort Storm and Life by the Sea. That being said, the clear winner is Jort Storm. Life by the Sea is so fun and it's such a product of its time, but Jort Storm was just all around more complex of a video, I think, and maybe that's just because of all the outrageous graphics and because I love jorts. As much as I love Life by the Sea, and I think it would win out against most of these, because it's against Jort Storm, we've got a clear winner. Next up is Diggy Diggy Hole and the Limited Life song. You can see I wanted to put all of our kind of like internet culture ones up close together. In doing so, I've created several complicated dilemmas. Diggy Diggy Hole is so foundational to D&D internet culture, I guess you would call it. It's so much bigger than that. And Diggy Diggy Hole is like penultimate dwarven rock summed up. Nobody's doing it like Diggy Diggy Hole. Diggy Diggy Hole is one everybody knows. It's everybody's jumping off point. And because of that, it has a really strong standing. Limited Life song is by and away the best Evil Anvil Life series song. Maybe that's a hot take. I do not care. What makes it so great is it's not just all of the lifers from that season, but it also goes back in time. We go back to Third Life. We get to see OG tree bark content, which is incredible. The animation in this one really stood out to me. And yes, this is in all of the Life series songs, but I think it was just used so well to merge all of the video clips together in this song. All of Evil Anvil's Life series songs have the cool component of there's clips from the actual episode. It's got all of the character heads on screen, either in full color when they're live or grayscaled when they're dead. It's got all of the things that make all of the Life series songs so great. And it's got additional video clips that had to have been made by Evil Anvil and co. Diggy Diggy Hole has the benefit of being live action. It has the cinematography, it has the fire, it has all of those incredible things. And I think the cinematography of Diggy Diggy Hole definitely wins, but I think on the whole of having content to dig into for an essay, oh, this is hard. Oh, this is a really hard one. I think for the purposes of my essay, I'm going to have more fun writing about the Limited Life song, but oh man, does it kill me to eliminate Diggy Diggy Hole. Why did I do this to myself? The saddest selection so far. Coming back from that devastating loss, we have Nobody Soldier and Arcturus Beaming. Once again, both incredible videos with very, very different concepts, very, very different execution. The Arcturus Beaming music video is so fun, so the Crane Wives. It's got the vintage camera, it's got the gay love story, it's got the cool effects, it's got all of those things, but it just does not hold a candle to Nobody Soldier. I ran out of phone storage, but we're back. Where was I? Nobody Soldier is one of, if not my favorite Hosier music videos of all time. It's not just visually interesting with classic music video components of him performing, a storyline, interesting and diverse sets and costumes, but the political message is so profound and obvious. You never see, not never, very rarely do you get such an obvious political message so clearly written in a music video, and he is literally writing the words on screen. So as much as I love the Arcturus Beaming musical and the Crane Wives as a whole, I'm so sorry you only had one submission here. It's not even a discussion. Once again, with two incredible music videos, we have Don't Make Me by Melinda and 808 Hymn by Aaron LeCount. I have not stopped listening to 808 Hymn since it came out. I am singing it in the car, in the shower, in my I'm obsessed with it. It's so good. And I love what the music video does. It's artsy, it's abstract, it's fun, it's pretty, but it still keeps the message of the song alive. It is that feeling every young woman has anytime she's out anywhere after dark. It's so incredibly done. I absolutely love it. Aaron LeCount is one of my favorite upcoming artists. However, Don't Make Me is... it's got everything you could ask for. It's got Melinda Kathleen Reese. It's got Thomas Sanders. It's got a castle. It's got insanely complicated dresses and corsets. It's got espionage. It's got a sword fight that ends in a death. Like a full-on, straight-up murder. It's even going back to the song. We have Paradise Lost referenced. We've got so many incredible things in this music video that without an incredibly large budget, unfortunately, 808 Him just can't compare. It's not a fair comparison to make, and I am sorry to have put you in this position, but no question. No question whatsoever. And finally, in round 1, we have Arum Sandi by Yilja and Daxon by Cody's Program. This one is complicated, mainly because Arum Sandi is not in English and came out like 12 years ago. However, somehow, these two incredibly different songs and incredibly different music videos have exactly the same vibe. They both have that kind of like vintage camcorder framing and effect. They both have this kind of weird summery vibe to them. I would have to double check exactly when Daxon came out, but I know for a fact that Arum Sandi is a summer song specifically. I want to give it to Daxon because I am going to see Cody's Program later this month, and because of that it feels wrong not to give them the win here. But I have been listening to Arum Sandi since I was 13. It has been my go-to driving anywhere song for so long, and the music video just nails that vibe on the head. The challenge is that our teacher said we are allowed to use songs in other languages as long as we have a reliable translation. I have a translation. I'm assuming it's reliable. And I used to have a friend who I could have asked for a direct translation because she herself is Icelandic. But unfortunately, she's no longer on social media and I have no way to contact her. So for that reason only, I have to give it to Daxon. Just because I know my teacher's gonna get on me about it. Lest we forget what this video is actually about. And with that, we've concluded round 1. On to round 2. Starting off round 2, we have Mess It Up by Gracie Abrams and Portrait of a Blank Slate by Lovejoy. This is where Lovejoy being bad comes into play, because there has been some Gracie Abrams controversy, but it definitely does not compare to the Lovejoy controversy. The Brighton Biter is a real problem, and from what I understand, I think Ash was also problematic. I'm not here to comment on if either of these people or groups are good or worth supporting. What I am here to do is write an academic paper. I love the through line in Mess It Up. It took me a hot second when I watched it for the first time to figure out what is the deal with the cake? Why are we doing this? Why are we doing it over and over again? Except that's the entire point. The entire point is making the same mistakes over and over again and hoping it'll turn out differently. And then when you do it differently, that's when it works out. I love the visuals of this music video. I love the bright colors. I love the cake so much that I did, in fact, make a rendition of it, or rather, my mom made a rendition of it for my 20th birthday because I love it so much. Yes, it tasted amazing, if you were wondering. The Portrait of a Blank Slate music video is, in my opinion, the Lovejoy music video that makes the most sense. All of their music videos are deliberately artsy and weird. Their whole motif is, aren't we just so weird and quirky and depressing? You should fuck us. Portrait of a Blank Slate was directed by Ted Nivison, which meant that it had an edge that Lovejoy videos don't normally have, which made it that much more interesting and that much more compelling. I think if only for that reason, I'm gonna have to give it to Lovejoy. A couple things have changed since we last spoke. First, I decided to move them all into one group to make editing this easier. The other is I've realized a small problem that we have created, which is that I got an odd number. We only got 5 of each of these. So each side is going to get one safe video, which basically just means they don't have to compete, they just get a free pass to the next round. That's going to be Later Me's problem. To avoid making this Later Me's problem, our free passes are going to be coming from the top down. Yes, I'm aware that that's not how a bracket is supposed to work, but you know. I'm gonna go look at how brackets work, actually. I had to double check that this was gonna work. It is. Our free pass from this side has to go to Good Boy by Paris Paloma. It's not even a question, not even a competition. That song, that video, chef's kiss. So that's gonna be over my head. Coming back to this side, we have Senses by Miko and Because I Liked a Boy by Sabrina Carpenter. Sorry, Miko. Love you, but Come on. Over to side 2 again. We have George Storm and the Limited Life song. Why do I do this to myself? Here's the problem. Neither of them are classic music videos. They're both incredibly weird, which makes this so challenging. The Limited Life song has so much complex lore and so many things that you can dive into from that perspective. It's the time and dedication that it took Evil Anvil to make the song in the first place and their co-collaborators to pull off the video itself. There's so much there that I can sink my teeth into. But George Storm has such a great gateway into meme culture and the internet and this era that we're growing up in, which is so good for an academic paper on analysis. Guys, this is a really hard one. George Storm is definitely more what my teacher is thinking of when she says music video, so it has that bonus. I think I'll have a harder time convincing her to let me do the Limited Life song, but also this is college, so I don't know that she necessarily needs to approve the song I'm doing. The editing of George Storm is incredible. It's visual effects, it's green screen effects, it's all that. But the Limited Life song has so many different components. Like, George Storm was clearly all filmed on, like, the same green screen. Limited Life song was pulled from so many different creators' videos, and hearing myself say that, that's not what the essay's about. The essay isn't about the incredible effort that went into making the video, or the thought and the creativity behind it. It's about the video itself, and where do we go from there? And as much as I would love to nerd out about the Life series in an academic paper, I think it's gotta be George Storm. I'm not feeling confident about this one. This is the first one that I've been really torn on. This doesn't feel good anymore. On to our exception from this side, the one that is safe. You knew it was gonna be Nobody's Soldier. Come on, everybody knew it was gonna be Nobody's Soldier. And I have created the problem of a lifetime right over my head. But we're gonna ignore that because that's how you handle your problems and move on instead to Don't Make Me and Dachshund. Unlike the first of these four, this is really easy. Don't get me wrong, the Dachshund music video is great for Cody's program where they're at in their career. They're just starting out. These are not content creators. These are not people with a huge budget. They did an incredible job with what they had, and it might even be their first music video. I'd have to double check that. And it is an incredible video, but you can't compete with the budget that Don't Make Me had, and that's just a fact. And there we go, guys. That's round 2. Done. We're now beginning to converge on my general location, which is a problem, but we're just gonna roll with it. Back to side 1. I don't want to do side 1 first. Starting up here. No. Starting over here. This is a deeply complicated position to be in. Because, once again, George Storm is not a typical music video, and that's a problem. On the other hand, Don't Make Me doesn't have the same potential for an essay that George Storm does. Don't Make Me does have a lot of incredible things. It's narratively, it's absolutely brilliant. It's such a fun concept. It's such an incredible group of creators who pulled it off together. Melinda is a longtime favorite of mine. Thomas Sanders, longtime favorite of mine. And with that, there is also a gateway into internet culture. We can talk about music videos of that time. We can talk about collabs of that time. We can even go deeper into the song itself. All of the themes of, being put in a position you don't want to be in, the resulting fallout of that. We can talk about what makes a good person. All of that's deeply complicated and incredible, but George Storm, once again, in the context of this paper, it goes into what makes things funny, which is a much broader concept than all of this. I once again ran out of storage and was forced to delete stuff, but what I was saying is that despite how much I absolutely adore the Don't Make Me music video, and I think that it is much more what my teacher is asking for, it's gotta be George Storm. George Storm is just more interesting for an academic paper. Coming back over here, on the one hand, I really hate the idea of Lovejoy getting... I got a phone call from my father, but we are back. On the one hand, I hate the idea of Lovejoy making it any further. It's kind of crazy they've made it this far. I really could have set this up better to sabotage them. But I think, and I hate to say it, from an conceptual standpoint, from the standpoint of I have to write a paper about why this is interesting and why it does well and all of that, they're kind of equally matched. I think if only because I just can't let Lovejoy beat out another woman, I'm gonna have to go with Because I Liked a Boy. And it's a good video. There's a lot there for me to work with. There's a lot of great stuff there. Now, we're gonna fix this for a second and come back momentarily. As you can see, there's no longer anything hanging above my head. That's because we've moved them to compete, I'm on this side, to compete with our other final choices. So, on this side, we have George Storm by Charlie Slimesicle and Nobody Soldier by Hosier. On this side, we have Good Boy by Paris Paloma and Because I Liked a Boy by Sabrina Carpenter. It's possible I accidentally gendered this. I didn't mean to. I have no idea where to start with these four. Here's the problem. I've paired them badly, and yes, I could fix that, but that's the whole point of doing this, is to make me really think. I just can't bear to see George Storm go. It's held out so much longer than it should have. And low-key, it was a more interesting watch than Nobody Soldier, but Nobody Soldier is objectively a better music video. It's more interesting. There's so much to talk about there, about why he made the video, about why Hosier's brand is what it is. George Storm, again, it's interesting. I don't think my teacher will have seen it before. I know I don't need her approval, but I kind of want it. And because of that, I can't decide if I should go with something I think she's going to be impressed by or something she's never seen before. And then on the flip side, I've pit two incredible music videos against each other. Because I Liked a Boy is such a relatable song. It's so many young women related to what Sabrina and Olivia went through with that, and I can talk about all of that drama. I mean, my teacher literally showed us a different Sabrina Carpenter music video in class to talk about. And because of that, I feel like there's a lot to dig into there, where I have a lot of the cultural context for that song and video. And I also love, the costuming, the set design of Because I Liked a Boy. It's so fun. It's so interesting. I was so engaged the whole time. Every time I watch it, it feels like I'm watching it again for the first time. But with Good Boy, it's easily one of the best music videos I've ever watched in terms of execution, from, concept to filming to editing. There's so many nuances, and I did talk about it in an assignment already, but not in that same way. I've created an impossible choice and we're not even to the last choice. Okay, to make things easier for myself, because I have technically already done an assignment on the Good Boy music video, and because I titled my last essay Good Boy, I think I'm going to give this one to Because I Liked a Boy, just because I haven't done it yet. It's new, it's something for me to sink my teeth into that I haven't already touched, and that feels interesting. So Because I Liked a Boy is going to take the lead and make it to our last round. Back to this side. I don't know how to put either of these against Because I Liked a Boy, and so maybe I shouldn't have picked this first, but I did, and we're here, and I'm not changing my mind. Am I just keeping George Storm in the running for the bit? Okay, I've made my choice, and it's not for the reasons you're expecting. While I love both of these music videos, and I think that they both do an incredible job of what they're trying to do, they are so different that it's really hard to compare the videos themselves. So instead, we're going to take a look at the songs. Nobody Soldier is an incredible song. It caught my attention when I first heard it. Ironically, despite this being my favorite music video, it's not my favorite Hosier song. I do love it. It's definitely a favorite of all time, but it's not my number one favorite. George Storm is one that I listen to all the time, and I first heard it on Spotify, and I hadn't seen the video, which meant that when I watched the video, I was deeply surprised to find out that it's a different version of the song. It's subtle differences. It's not huge. It's not noticeable for people who don't really know what the fuck this is, but because I love the Spotify radio edit so much, it was really jarring to be watching the video and not having that version playing. So, because of that, it's gotta be Nobody Soldier. And with that, we are down to our final two choices here. Nobody Soldier by Hosier, and Because I Liked a Boy by Sabrina Carpenter. I have once again put myself in a horrible position, but that's the name of the game, baby. Okay, pros and cons. Pros of Because I Liked a Boy. Lot of rich, interesting pop culture references to talk about there. The text on screen in the music video is so fun, so thematically relevant, and so, accessible, I feel like. It's a pop song, it's something a lot of teenage girls relate to and young women relate to, but it's still interesting and it's still unique. Cons of Because I Liked a Boy. It's very pop. It's a typical pop music video, even though it is incredible and interesting and unique. it is still a generic pop song. Other con, we've already talked about a different Sabrina Carpenter music video in class. We talked about Taste, and I'm sure that she's gotten Because I Liked a Boy before. Pros and cons of Nobody's Soldier. Pros, incredible message. We talked about message music in class today. The whole idea that not just this song, but this music video are directly targeting so many socio-political issues and doing so unabashedly. It ties right into the other pro, which is Hozier's brand is so consistent the whole way through the video, the song, the album, his entire discography. I recently saw something that said that the reason Too Sweet blew up was because it was his least political song, and I wholeheartedly agree. Hozier is unabashedly a political artist, and it's incredible. Cons of Nobody's Soldier. While I think that it is a very strong political video, I don't think it's as strong of a music video. It's so focused on being socio-political that it feels a little bit disconnected and disjointed at times. I think if I really, really dug at it, I could find all of the through lines, but I have to do considerably more work to pull them all together. With Because I Liked a Boy, it's very, very obvious. I know all the context. But with Nobody's Soldier, that gives me more of a research opportunity. Putting these two in competition is so complicated. Why did I do this to myself? Okay, I did a little digging and I found the tiebreaker. Both of these, I'm in the way. Both of these have incredible videos, incredible songs, incredible artists, all the incredible. But after doing a little bit of cursory research, I could not find a behind the scenes video for Nobody's Soldier, and I could find one for Because I Liked a Boy. Now, this does not mean that one of these videos is better than the other. What it does mean is that's an additional source for me to use in this paper. So, for that reason only, Because I Liked a Boy by Sabrina Carpenter is the winner of this game. Now, is this actually the video I'm going to do my essay about? I don't know. I'm going to rewatch them all a million more times and whittle it down in other ways, and then compare it to this footage and decide what I want to do. But this was a good game that made me think, and especially knowing that all of these could have had different outcomes if they'd been pitted against different songs. So maybe I'll play more rounds of this and not film it. I don't really know. But this was a great exercise, and I'm very glad I did it, and I hope it was entertaining. So there you go. There is my for fun music video bracket. I have in fact picked a music video for my essay, which I'm not going to be sharing on the internet. But if you do want to go check out any of the music videos I mentioned in this video, they are going to be linked down below. Please go give lots of love to the creators and give them lots of credit for this. And thank you so much for watching and enjoying. I will see you in whatever my next video may be, because it's probably not going to be this ever again.